passengers. Welcome to Jassé in the Jeep. Thank you for joining in. Sorry, got a phone call already. I look different. Get into these braids. If you want to know who did it, hit me on my DM. But we got a lot to talk about. Got questions, got affirmation cards, and got a whole lot of traffic. So let's see what happens. So buckle up and let's go. So I got a really good question today, and it's funny, I just saw the question, so it's not even something I had time to prepare for. I don't really prepare for my questions, but I will a lot of times receive the questions, kind of think about it. And so today I got this question, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. One of our passengers wrote in and wanted to know, can you outgrow friendships? Do you outgrow friendships? Was the question. I'm sorry. Do you outgrow friendships? So, like I said, I just got it, so I'm working through it. So the way that I took this question, if I remember correctly, was just that. Can you remain friends with everyone through the thick and thin, through the storm and the weather, or can you outgrow it? So the truth is, my first thing that came to mind is yes, you can definitely outgrow friendships. Close friendships when you've been friends for forever, people that you love, yes, you can definitely outgrow those friendships. And it doesn't mean that you don't love that person. It just means that in this moment, in this time, our friendship is not where it used to be. And basically, this happens often. It happens a lot with women. I think men are a little different. I think they outgrow friendships, but they're a little forgiving in a sense with their friendships. They will, if they're around the person, they'll be like, yeah, that's my man. They'll never say, no, that's not my friend anymore. I think something dramatic has to happen, like something with their relationship or a woman or money. I think that will bring issues in male friendships. And even so, I think sometimes they can work through that. Men really think differently from women. With women, our friendships, our sisterhood, our circles, the people that we really rely on and we love, our homegirls, that's a totally different sense of friendship than it is with men. I can speak for myself. It takes me a lot to let a person in. I can meet people and I'm like, oh yeah, they're cool. We can hang out, I'll make sure that whatever situation I'm in, I don't have to be around new people for too long, because I'm a little kind of iffy with my energy at times. I don't like to give people too much, but if I allow you into my friend circle and to say this is someone I love and this is my homegirl, that means I'll look at you as a true friend, family member, whatever. And I believe that a lot of women are like that. We're always very skeptical about the new person, and it takes us a long time. A lot of times I've gotten in trouble with my best friend before. She would try to bring in new girlfriends and I'd be like, nope, not happening. And she'd be like, Jassé, you just so blah 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 blah. I promise you, every single time I'm right. She won't tell me at that time. It'll be 5 years later and she'll be like, girl, you're right. But that's a whole nother story for another day. Anyway, I'm saying that those friendships, think about your ride or die, your homegirls. Can you outgrow that friendship? And it sounds bad, but the answer is yes, you can. I have outgrown friendships. Some friendships have shifted and changed. I've had people that I would talk to 3 or 4 times a day, and now I haven't talked to them in years. I say hi when I see them, and that's what it is. And the sad thing is that it has to even get to that. A lot of times some people can say this is what it is. Sometimes you can't say this is what it is. You just know that there's a shift. Something has changed, and we slowly start to separate from each other. This happens a lot of times when you get married, when you have a baby. I know in my last session I said definitely pay attention to when your life is changing and who applauds you and who claps and who's truly genuinely happy for you. You pay attention to those things, and it hurts when your close friends or your closest friends aren't the people that's happy for you. Not to say that this is that situation, but I can speak for myself that allowed me to really change my thought process on the people that I felt were the closest to me. And so situations change. They say people come into your life for a reason and for a season. And some people say, the characters that start in the beginning of the chapter might not be the same characters that are there in the end of the chapter. And unfortunately, that's true for life. I don't think that it makes you a bad person to say, I've reevaluated myself. What used to make me laugh, what used to be exciting to me is no longer exciting to me, or I'm going here in my life and this person is not necessarily going there, or they're always negative. I know that was a big one for me. I'm an energy person, and just staying in negativity constantly all the time when you're happy and you're saying, guess what happened, girl, blah blah blah, and they're like, whatever. That's hard. Friendships are work. It's like it's a step below, it's steps below marriage, but it's work. These are people that you want to confide in. These are people that you have memories with. These are people that you have expectations of, and you expect they have expectations of you. And it's very difficult when you start to realize that those things are shifting. What's even more difficult is when you try to hold on and make it work. Like, it's almost like a bad relationship when is ending, and you're like, I really see the good in this person and I don't want to let it go. It's like that with your friends sometimes. And the positive thing is, you can outgrow a friendship and you can make a new friendship with that same person. You have the capability of redefining what that friendship is and what that looks like. You might not talk to that person every day. You might not even talk to that person every month. If that person truly loves you and you truly love that person as a friend, I think that you're able to step back and say, you know what? I'll just check on her holidays, birthdays. I know her family. I'll check on her that way, or I'll call, or I'll email. But sometimes you have to pull back, especially when it's a toxic situation, and it's hurtful when it's your close friend. But sad to say, you can outgrow friendships. It's not always a bad thing. It's difficult. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but it allows you to, one, learn more about yourself, know that you're changing, and maybe your friend is changing, and you have to kind of decide, what is it about this friendship? Why am I letting this particular friendship go? If you're someone that constantly cuts people off all the time, like, nope, you did me wrong, I'm done, then maybe the problem is with you. Maybe you have forgiveness issues. Maybe your level of loyalty is unreasonable or hard to maintain. Sometimes you have to pull back to reflect on yourself. It doesn't necessarily always mean that it is the friend. But to know if this is truly your friend or someone that you care for, I believe that they should always have your best interests at heart. So it's okay to outgrow. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to wish anything negative on them. You can just outgrow and love them from afar. So that's my answer regarding friendships. And believe me, I have outgrown a few. I've reevaluated a few, and I have also regained new friendships from strained relationships or strained friendships in the past. So it's not always a lost cause. Just work on it, work on yourself, and if it's meant to be, you two will gravitate back to each other. So that is that. I don't know if you were following my live pictures today. I put up 3 affirmation cards, and I said, pick one, whatever card comes to you, pick one, and I'll speak on that card. Or if you wanted to know more, to ask me about it. So I got some questions about the cards, and since I got so many, I can't really individualize it for each person. So I will go through the cards one at a time, and if it resonates with you, just let me know, Jassé, that resonated with me. If it doesn't, feel free to send me a private message, and then maybe we can do it again and see what happens. So I pulled 3 cards today during my lunch break because I really wanted to do my Jassé in the Jeep today, and this morning I was like, okay, I have to regain my energy with my Jassé in the Jeep. I have to get people asking me questions again. I love my passengers. It seems like y'all just love to hear me talk and don't ask so many questions. So this morning I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put some questions out and see what happens, and then if I don't get questions by lunchtime, I'll do my affirmation cards. The good thing is I got questions and I did my affirmation cards, so I'm really excited for this Jassé in the Jeep. So if I remember correctly, the first affirmation card that I pulled was release your inner child. And the way that I interpret the release your inner child card is through life we go through a lot of things, and we like to think everything is so final and everything is you know, so important. Adult life is, it's so funny. I was having this conversation with my sister, I think maybe a few weeks ago. She was like, if somebody would have told me being an adult was not fun, I would have just enjoyed being a child. You know, growing up, you like, oh, I can't wait to be an adult. Can't wait to have my own place. I can't wait to you know, go out on my own and do all of these things. And yes, there's perks of being able to just go as you please or spend your money as you want. But the parts that we didn't know as children were the bills and strained friendships and poor relationships and stress at work. You know, no one, when you're a child and you're growing up and you're seeing adults just, you know, live their adult life, you don't think of all those things until that one day you wake up and you're like, wow, I'm really an adult. And so if you've had that revelation that, wow, I'm really an adult, or can they just give me a discount on one bill? Can I have a bill for free just 1 month? That release your inner child card is definitely for you. Don't take things so seriously. I mean, life is serious, but there's so much to be happy for in life. I was watching something today on YouTube at work, and the person was saying that they have a gratitude journal, and every day they write in their gratitude journal about what they're happy for. I do not have a gratitude journal, but I've started changing my prayer life, and just really in the beginning just saying how much I'm so thankful for the things that I have. I'm so thankful for my health. I'm so thankful to be able to ride to work 2.5 hours for a round trip and just get home safely. I'm so thankful for my son and his laughter. I just say all of the things that I'm so very thankful for, and it takes away all of the negative things that you might be thinking during the day. I love taking my son to the playground. I just love to sit and watch him at the playground. Sir thinks everybody's his friend. It doesn't make a difference. He's not going to say, hi, what's your name? He's just going to walk up to you and be like, you want to play? Everybody is his friend. If he sees all the big kids climbing up the highest ladder, he may brace himself in the beginning, but by the time we leave, Sir is going to go up that ladder. And that's the innocence and the purity of children. They will see a difficult situation, especially if they're a toddler. They'll see a difficult situation and they might not even acknowledge that it's a difficult situation. They just want to know, how can I do it? I want to do what everybody else is doing. And that is the joy of being a child. Just even being so open to walk to a playground and say, hey, you want to play? You know, we go out and we don't even talk to each other. We're on our cell phones. We're on Facebook. We're taking pictures like we're having fun, but we're not necessarily having fun. And it's that level of releasing your inner child. Like, do the things that used to make you happy. Sit down somewhere and talk to someone you don't know. You might learn something. That person might have been put next to you for a reason. Y'all might have common interests. You might be able to help them one way and they might be able to help you another. I mean, just think of the things that children do and try to incorporate that in your life. And so that's what that's how I interpret the release your inner child card. So if you picked number 1, maybe you're taking things too seriously, or maybe you are someone who's fun loving, and that card just resonated with you and you was like, yep, that's me. I live by the release your inner child card. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 was opportunity for personal growth. And this is something that a lot of times people think, oh, I'm about to get a new job, or I don't know, something's looking up for me. For me, when I see that card, and I don't see that card a lot, I have 21 affirmation cards. I don't see that card a lot. So I was very surprised that it even came up today. And the first thing that resonated with myself was, how can I grow within myself? What can I do? What kind of personal growth can I do within myself to make me a better person? So I have said before, I have been working on myself. If you knew me in the past, if something happened and I didn't like it, or something rubbed me the wrong way, I'll say it right then and there. I don't care whose feelings I'm hurting, because in my mind, I was being truthful to myself. I was being truthful. You did something to me, I need to let you know I'm not rocking with it. Since then, I've realized that you can hold yourself accountable. You can be truthful to yourself, but you don't have to speak every single thing. There's a lot of growth and learning that can be done by sitting back and just being quiet. And in the past, because I would speak so soon, I didn't allow myself to learn that growth or that habit. And so now things still rub me the wrong way. I might say something later on, but for me, my personal growth, I'm going to sit back and watch. I'm going to try to figure out, why did this happen? What am I to learn in this situation? And how can I grow from it? And so to me, the personal growth card, or at least what came to my mind today, is find out what can you do in yourself to make yourself a better person. So if you picked the number 2 card and you got opportunities for personal growth, just reflect on yourself. Go through your mind, go through what's going on in your life, and see where can you grow inside yourself. A lot of times we try to look to outside sources, and blessings, we have a lot of the gifts to help ourselves be better people. And so before looking outward, look inside and find out, how can you grow? And the third card was I believe it was speak your truth. And when I bought the affirmation cards, I was asking a young lady, how do you use them? And she was just saying, these are just positive cards. There's nothing to it. They're affirmations. You can pull one every day. And she was like, but if you are going through your cards and one jumps out, definitely that card is for you. And when she was saying that, the speak your truth card came flying out. And so she said, oh, you must have somebody that you want to talk to, or you have something you need to get off your chest. And at the time, I did have something I needed to talk about, but I had also started doing Jassé in the Jeep. And so I had started speaking my truth weekly. And so for me, my confirmation was, Jassé in the Jeep is for a reason. There's somebody, whether it's just you, whether it's your own self working through yourself but acting as if you're talking to a live audience, or there's people who need to hear this information and they don't have someone to go to talk to. And so I use that speak your truth card often in my mind when I feel like I don't want to do Jassé in the Jeep, when I feel like no one is listening, or even when I feel like there's something I need to say. That speak your truth card always comes back to me. And so if you chose card number 3 and speak your truth came out, maybe you do have somebody that you need to speak to. Maybe there is something that's on your mind and you've been holding it in and you don't know how to approach it. Maybe now is a good time. I will say, in any difficult situation, in any difficult conversation, always try to approach it with love. Don't approach it with anger. If you feel like it's going to make you angry by speaking it at that time, if you can avoid it, do so. Everything is not always going to be calm and peachy and warm and fuzzy, but if you can make it that way, at least try to approach it that way. You can't detect what another person or how someone is going to receive it, but you can always be accountable for how you share your truth and your information. And so, like I said, in the past, I would just say how I felt. I would just say it. I wouldn't hold anything back. I wasn't rude. At least I didn't think I was rude. Other people would probably be like, yeah, Jassé was rude. But in my mind, I was speaking my truth. I have since learned to speak my truth with love. And so I will say that to you. If there's really truly something that's on your heart that you need to get out to someone, and you chose that card, when you approach them, approach it with love. And then reflect on how they respond, and reflect on why this situation even took place, because it was probably a growing situation. And if you felt like all three of those cards were for you, that's fine. We can put it all together. Release your inner child. Don't take this situation so seriously. There's opportunity for growth, meaning you can grow from this situation. It may be difficult. I say all the times, growth comes from difficult situations. You learn a lot about yourself, and then speak your truth. Once it's done, say what you have to say and let it be. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Jassé in the Jeep. I kept my hands on the wheel this whole time. I got new braids, I got passengers, I got questions. So today was a good day. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll probably do another one next week. Namaste.